Hello and welcome back to the GorillaBiker. Today what we're going to be doing is making some cuts to the frame of the CB500. In the last video I kind of got it stripped down fully. Well, you didn't see the very end of it, but I just took off the rest of the bits. And what I'm planning on doing today is just really cutting off the bits I don't want. I might see, can I take this off? I don't know, can I? I'll see. And yeah, then pretty much just kind of making the necessary cuts that I want to do, and that's kind of nearly to force myself to buy into it as much as is possible too. But where we're going to be cutting is just at the back here, just cutting off the bit I don't want, measuring up the bit of frame that comes off to order some stock to actually do. I have a welder, I will try weld it up soon. And I'm also going to cut off the center stand. I spoke to Toaster and we both agree that the best place for it is the bin, so we're going to cut that off too. Other than that, I might start seeing about doing a bit of a flappy disc grinding on it. Yeah, and just kind of getting a bit of movement going, because the main thing for me is, this is the day after I filmed the last video. Actually, I don't know when you'll see it, but this is the day after. So I'm still wearing the same garage clothes. I did change my socks and underwear, don't worry. But yeah, that's pretty much it, because what I want to do is kind of get this cut as soon as I can, make the decisions on the modifications I want to do as soon as possible, get them on the frame, and then plan for getting it painted or powder coated. I was looking at pricing for powder coating, and I'm still considering just painting this frame myself. I know obviously it won't give the same finish as powder coating, but it's a hell of a lot cheaper. Anyway, before I go yapping too long, let's just cut some metal. I'm excited. I just want to cut it. I'm going to cut it. I don't know. Is it worrying that I'm excited for cutting it? Maybe, but I want to cut it. We're going to cut it now. Just realised there's a fuel tank behind me, so I'm going to move that. Well, those cutting blades are really good. That worked really fast. And the beauty of doing something like that is, even if I've decided I've completely messed up, I can always just weld this back on. But I haven't messed up. I already prefer the look. I'll show you in a second. But the next thing I want to do is cut off the center stand. So I'm going to cut that off next. I will say this bit's going to be a real pain in the ass to cut, just because of its location and whatnot. So I might have to do a little bit of cleanup around this area later with the Dremel, but for now I think we should be okay to just kind of cut away to our heart's content. What I want to do is cut in a bit, and then if I can cut a bit here, obviously minding the GoPro, and yeah, it's gonna be a bit of a kind of a multi-cut scenario, but it should work, so we'll see. So we seem to be working our way through this support bracket quite nicely. It's very well supported because it's a center stand, so there's kind of, like I said, multiple cuts I have to make, but it seems to be going okay. And obviously I know some people are going to disagree with taking the center stand off, but again, personal choice. Myself and Toaster talked and we said, you know, it'd look nicer with it coming off, so we are just going to take it off and yeah, see how it goes. Not quite through that one yet, we are through there. A little bit more here. Alright, now to reorientate it and go in from another angle to get the other side. In the words of a man much wiser at cutting than me, it will cut. I love that show. There's the center standoff, so I don't know how well you can see that, but obviously it needs to be, you know, a few more little cuts made to get the lumps of metal off. And then, you know, basically you don't want to try to take too much off in the first go, or you might blow up your disc. So I'm going to cut there now, and then I might go in for another cut here, and then the rest will be flap disc. So I have to say, I'm pretty happy with how this evening's work has went so far anyway. So there's the cuts. As you can see, still a bit messy. Still definitely in need of cleaning by flap disc, but it's a step in the right direction. And obviously the back is cut as well. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to grab this and we're going to measure it, because I want to kind of order this stuff as soon as possible. So all I'm going to do, one second, all I'm going to do here is just grab my verniers and measure the outside diameter. So it is 23, 29, whoops, yeah, 23, 29, and then inside diameter, they just go this little way here, 18, 25. So the vernier might not have been bang on, probably because there's welds and stuff there. So what I've actually put it down as is 23 by 29, and it's a 4mm wall, so 4mm wall thickness, so the thickness of the box. Now, like I said, not entirely sure on how accurate that is for this boy here, so I'm going to find the closest I can to it and just order it. And I'm just going to order mild steel because that's what this looks like, and I'll paint it well and whatnot, and that should hold up. So yeah, hopefully we'll be able to actually weld that then pretty soon, now that it's cut. The next thing I'm going to do is montage me flap disking up those cuts a little bit, just to make them neater. So just in case you've never seen a flap disc before, that's a flap disc. It's basically just sandpaper that you put on a grinder wheel and it takes metal off really quick. So that's what we're doing now. I probably should have gotten the stronger wheel, but anyway, I can always do that later. I'll finish that off camera, I don't want to bore you, so I'm going to just flip this over. And I want to show you something, because it is important. So first and foremost as well, I'll finish off the bottom later, but what I want to do is just knock off any sharp edges on this back here where I cut, because I don't want someone to cut themselves as they come in here. Important. One more thing about the flap discs is they are no joke, and they will absolutely strip something. So I want to show you what I mean, because I actually wouldn't advise these for like cleaning something before you paint it, because you'll see how fast it takes off. And I'm just doing this as an example. I'll probably clean this frame some other way, but so you see what I mean? It will absolutely annihilate what's on your frame. So you just have to be careful that you don't go too far with these, because these will, you know, they'll strip off way too much metal, more than you want, if you let them. So just be careful. Okay, so now what I want to do is just kind of show you what I mean for the back. So obviously now it's a lot more slimline. I'm going to take off my safety glasses. I don't need them right now. But essentially what I want to do is come off at, I'm going to try and match up the angle, sort of an angle like that, okay? And then I want to branch across somewhere, I'm not sure yet, maybe back here, and then another link on the other side. So I think that would make sense. You know, I think that'd look nice. You know, I just think that would look kind of classy enough. So, you know, you're back here, so it's still the box section. You're back here, you're across, and then, you know, down on the other side as well. So it's just a really neat finish. And then I want to show you, so if we imagine that for a second, okay, and the seat which goes on somewhere there, right? So probably more forward of that really. Actually that's the, so yeah, the seat's like sitting here somewhere, okay? So if you look at that, realistically, I want to cut the seat right there, okay? And if that gives us just, so yeah, basically, then the seat is gone, and this gives us this bracket back to work with. So then what I want to do is, imagine for a second, I'm also going to order just some more mild steel to kind of, I'm going to basically seal up here, like with a plate, and I'm unsure yet, right, but I'm going to build a battery box in here as well out of the same steel, probably cut off some of this bit, but I'll talk about that when I've actually decided. I haven't fully decided what I'm going to do in the centerpiece yet, just back here. But if we have the seat just to here, okay, so it's literally just a single person, you'll fit your arse in here seat, okay, simple enough. Then that gives us all of this space here for me to kind of seal off, clean up this outside bit, cut off all those extra tabs and stuff, and obviously keep the shock mounts because they're important. I need to keep them. But that would give me space to just kind of clean up all here as well. Obviously leaving on that strengthening bit, that's important, the shocks mount there, so they have to stay. I do not want to mess with them. But it'd give me strength back here, weld the plate up here somewhere, okay, so nice shallow plate then. Like basically that, weld the plate here. Number one, that it covers from the weather, because that's important. This bike is now, without that big plastic thing up underneath, it's no longer kind of weather sealed, so I want to weather seal it. And then, yeah, then the plan is essentially to fit some form of like luggage rack here. So clean all this off, leave the frame bare. I like bare frames as much as is possible. I want to leave this frame bare. And yeah, then I weld in some little bars or something for luggage straps. Or I might drill them and just put them straight through, I don't know yet. And yeah, that should be it then really. I think that'd look nice. Personally, I think that'd look pretty sweet. But time will tell. But I think, look, that's my explainer. That's what I want to do with the rear end. And the reason I cut off the center stand was purely aesthetics. Like, obviously a center stand comes in handy. A center stand is useful, but center stands also tend to be kind of ugly and utilitarian, and that's not the plan for this bike. This bike it's going to be for Toaster to learn on, and it's going to be, once she's moved on, or if she ever moves on, it's going to be for me to just tip around on. Because I probably, like, when you make this many changes to a bike, it's very unlikely someone will pay you good money for it, so I probably won't sell it. But that's okay, because this was a bike to learn on for me, a bit of fab, and it was a bike for Toaster to learn how to ride on. So it'll still match up all those things. That's why I'm not really touching much else of the design. I want to keep this bike as safe as it was from factory, just looking a bit nicer. So we shall see. Also, the frame is hilariously small when you look at it like this. But yeah, that's my plan. Do let me know what you think of it in the comments. That's the rear design. We've made our cuts. I've polished one side a little bit, but also if you get from that, as much as it annoys me, I think I'm gonna have to send this to be blasted, because I see no other way to get this frame really cleaned back from all the little small patches of rust and stuff. So I'll probably, what I'm going to do is send the swing arm and frame for powder coating, blasting and powder coating, and then we're good. But obviously what I have to do first, before this goes anywhere for blasting and powder coating, I need to make the modifications that I want to keep. So that is an important next step, is to figure out what I want to do, order in the bits that I need to order, and see where we go from there. So realistically, I don't know how much more content you're going to see on this super soon, because I need to order these bits, and I need to order the bit of metal for the battery box. But I'll take you along for the journey. So whenever I'm measuring anything, Whenever I'm designing anything, I'll make sure you're there, because I think that's what people are kind of interested in for this build. So I will make sure that anything I do, I'll try to keep everyone involved. So yeah, if you've watched, thank you very much for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, please do make sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons. It means a lot to me. If you've enjoyed this, please leave a comment. I really appreciate comments. Leave a like on the video. Most of us YouTube people who make videos watch those like counts go up. It's important to us, because if you don't leave a comment or like, I don't know, are you enjoying it? So, you know, views are views, and views are great, but comments and likes, they mean the world. So yeah, and if this is your first time here, I have lots of bike videos. I've just finished putting back together and restoring a 1996 Suzuki GSX-R SRAD 750. So if you want to see that come together, please check out the playlist for GSX-R 750. Everything is in there and it should all be in order. If it's not, please let me know and I'll fix it. Obviously a lot more content to come in this CB500. I'm hoping I don't have to stop too much. I want to keep this moving pretty quickly. I want to keep up momentum. That's important to me, that I keep kicking on with it and keep it moving, because I don't want it. This is something that you could definitely leave sit very easily, and then you're kind of in trouble. So it's a decision I didn't want to make, is to blast and powder coat that frame, because it's expensive, but I see no real other way of doing it properly, and I want to do it properly. So maybe in the future I'll buy my own blast cabinet and start doing it myself, and you know, doing it for other people, because you have to make that money back. That's an investment. But yeah, anyway, sorry I've kept you long enough. If you have watched, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, a very special thank you to all of my patrons. They get to see all these videos earlier than everyone else. If you want to support this build and the channel, please do head over there and have a look. You can give whatever you want. There are tiers, but you don't have to join one of the tiers. You can just give like €1 a month or whatever you want, if you can afford it. It does help a lot. I do buy bike parts with it. And yeah, a massive thanks to all the patrons who are already there, and a massive thanks to anyone who has bought some of my merchandise in the past. You're all legends. And anyone who watches this video this far is a legend, to be quite honest with you. Anyway, adios. Outro crew. I moved the fuel tank over there. I completely forgot that was like right there when I started grinding. That could have been bad, because while it's drained, there's a little bit left in there. Look how much better that looks. It looks so much better already, just with the big chunk taken off the back. Like, look at this thing. Look at the. Yeah, I'll show you the difference, because you're the outro crew. You get to know the difference. Before, like, look at that. It's just ugh. Nah, I'm glad it's gone. Let me know, are you glad I chopped it off in the comments? And anyone who's like, you should have kept it original, I'm sorry, I didn't buy this bike to keep it original. I do apologize. I know some people get upset when people chop apart original bikes. I would be very upset if you chopped apart either of those two. And by the way, yes, they were covered with a sheet when I was grinding. Don't worry, they are my children. I would not risk them. So I get it, but also, I needed to chop this one apart, so it's done now. Bye.